Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're excited to have you on this call. Like I said, there's all kinds of people logging on all throughout North America, maybe even other locations to hear this information. And I'm very honored yet nervous to introduce our presenter tonight, Mr. Dan Hawkins. We all like underdog movies like Rocky and Rudy and Miracle, and tonight I get to introduce you to an underdog from humble beginnings and now is a true American success story. He's an entrepreneur who is laying out the foundation for so many other underdogs to go out and achieve their dreams. Dan's a best-selling author. He has spoken tens of thousands of times on entrepreneurship, and he is the best person I can think of to talk about the C4 project that so many people on this call are excited to learn about. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know you can't clap or he won't be able to hear you because you're all on mute, but let's give it up for Mr. Dan Hawkins.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Steve. I'm sure that was a roaring applause that you got for that introduction, so I appreciate that, bud. Excited to share, like Steve said, we've been kind of sharing this project. Did it a couple times tonight via webcast all over the world, and we are launching live events, webcast events, and it is just spreading like wildfire. Just had our best month in business history in December, so many great things are going on. But I don't want to take a ton of your time, but I want to get right to the details of why you were invited to this call. Because the person that invited you on this call really saw four characteristics in you: looking, teachable, ambitious, and honest. Because right now we are preparing to launch a project. I believe in 14 days, all of this phase one goes live. And man, we are just so excited to have you on the call to share this with you. So like I said, I want to start with giving you a little bit of history about me and a background of the company and where we're going and why we're here and all the different things that are taking place tonight. But myself, I remember hearing this information for the first time, this basic leadership information. I appreciate the kind words by Steve, but man, I was just 26-year-old auto mechanic, wishing I had more, wishing there was more to do. I'd look around me and I saw my parents were kind of leveled off and they were working 60, 80 hours a week. My stepdad owning his own business. So I thought, man, that's not the ideal picture of owning your own business, to be tied to it. And then I went and worked for another dealership and saw people 30 years older than me that were just on the next rung of the ladder, but weren't really any better off. And I thought, man, there's got to be a better way. And I got introduced to some of the information I'm going to share with you tonight. And that's kind of began my journey. And this company called Life prepared me for the success we've been blessed with. And they really focus in three areas. When you're about to hear about tonight, you're going to hear how we've launched in over 20 countries this information, this platform, all based on the app from a cell phone. And the first part of our launch was a Success University. And we love reaching the world with three keys to wealth, we call it, the three L's: literacy, understanding money, how to make more of it, how to keep more of it, how to understand how it works, all those things. That's literacy, which, man, I don't know about you, but man, that's not being taught anywhere in the world that I can see. And I have the chat room open down there. So as I'm talking, if you want to throw some comments up there about questions I throw, I'm used to being in front of a live audience where people can shout stuff back to me. So you can feel free to chat in there and share some information. If you ask a question, I may or may not be able to get to it. Just because the last time I did this earlier today, man, there was hundreds of chats coming through the chat room. So, but feel free to share. But I don't know if anybody's like me, man, financial literacy was not being taught anywhere. So that's a huge part of our program. We have thousands upon thousands of stories of people using our programs to get financially independent, financially free, debt-free, making more money, all those great things. I'll share about that a little later. The second L, the second key to success is leadership. Anything you see that achieves something significant has a great leadership that you can follow. Warren Buffett once said, before he invests in a company and puts his money to work for him, he researches the leadership of the company, because he said investing in leadership is the key. So if that's the key for a company, well, then your success is going to be dependent on the same thing. And number three is leverage. And I found out real quickly when I saw this information, the only thing I was leveraging was my ability, was my time. And I was working 40, 60, sometimes 80 hours a week, and I still wasn't getting where I wanted to go. So hopefully, if you relate to any of that, or you're just looking for something big to be a part of, you found the right place. And I'm going to lay it out tonight, try and lay out why we're so excited about the C4 program. But let me start with this. Two of the co-founders of the company, Orrin Woodward and Chris Brady, back in 1999, they were both General Motors engineers, both very successful engineers for that matter. I mean, Orrin had 4 patents to his name by age 27. Now, could you imagine being a 27-year-old engineer, having 4 patents to your name? He was the youngest ever 7th level engineer in the history of the 100-year-old building. So very successful, yet he realized that it was limited. He couldn't get where he wanted to go. And so he was looking for ideas. And he attended a meeting by Michael Dell of Dell Computers. And Dell laid out this concept that we still today basically base what we're doing on this concept. So I'm going to walk through it with you and help you hopefully understand why we're doing it and kind of what it's about. But what Michael Dell said at that meeting, now mind you, this is 99. You think about 99. Who in this webinar remembers the internet in 1999? Right? Super slow, super ineffective. And I think, man, nobody was using the internet for business, but you understand entrepreneurs and visionaries think to the future. They think to the future. And so Dell's giving this talk, and I'm going to tell you, when I lay it out, you're like, man, he nailed it. And two of our founders were sitting there as systems engineers, listened to this talk and thought, this is it. We could do something spectacular with this information. So watch this. He said 3 keys. Number 1, content. Content is products and services that your company is going to launch to the world. And he said, you need them. It's definitely important, but it's not the biggest key to success because, man, when you launch your bottled water, you better believe somebody's going to launch a competing bottled water. And you're constantly trying to stay on the cutting edge. You're constantly creating new products. So he said, you got to have it. Put a check mark there. Number 2, the middle circle here, the commerce circle. He said, how are you going to conduct business? And his big push was getting business online. Now, you and I, in our lifetime, man, we've watched this huge shift. Every year, more and more people buy online. Every year, more and more people buy through their mobile phones. The other day, I needed energy drinks. Jumped on my mobile phone, went to Amazon, and boom, ordered energy drinks. It's just amazing how commerce is taking place in our age. And I can't imagine what it's going to do. I mean, how many of you have seen the advertisements for Amazon now or other places using drones to deliver stuff? I mean, in our lifetime, we're going to see some radical stuff. But Dell said, you got to keep up with the times there. And he said, you got to get online. I'm going to get back to that in a minute. And then the last C, which he said is the most important one of the whole equation. He said, the future of business is going to depend on community. You see, when you go online, it's really hard to get attention. It's really hard to get your product in front of people. That's why you and I, in our lifetime, we've watched this social media revolution. Think about, I asked a young man the other day, I was talking to him, and he was kind of asking what we do and how this project works. And I said, well, what social medias do you use? And Snapchat was his big one. Now, I'm not a big user of Snapchat, so Steve, maybe you can nod or help me out if I'm wrong here, but I've never used it, to be honest with you. But he was telling me, and I just happened to read an article earlier that day about it, and he said every time he goes to his story or something like that in Snapchat, he gets an advertisement popped up to him. And I said, well, how often do you click on that advertisement? He goes, never. I never go to that advertisement. But get this, Snapchat made $1 billion off advertisement of ads that most people, I would assume, probably don't go to. And so what you understand is when Dell was talking about this, he said the age of the internet, it's all about how do you get people to go to your store? How do you get people's attention? And social media, I mean, that's just one. Think of the billions upon billions of dollars that are spent by people who have products and they're trying to get them in front of people. That is the puzzle that's happening in yours and I's lifetime. We're watching this puzzle take place. So I want to introduce you to how we've solved that puzzle, and not only solved that puzzle, but brought so many exciting pieces to the table that it's going to be one of the greatest things I believe in my lifetime that I get to be a part of. And so let's walk through this. The merchants. When we started the company, we realized, you know what? We don't want to build a big warehouse, manufacture some great products. So many home-based businesses have the latest, greatest health and wellness product. And man, some of them are fantastic products, but you got to go convince someone that they should buy your product based on compared to somebody else's, or man, they got to now put this in their budget and all these crazy things. So we said, what if we partnered with merchants that already go out there? So in this program, I'm about to tell you about, we've already partnered with merchants all over. Here's just 8 of the names of just local people you probably know, little stores like, you know, Best Buy and Sephora and Barnes & Noble, Home Depot, man, Chipotle is on there, Buffalo Wild Wings, American Eagle. I can go on and on and on. Man, hundreds of national brands and hundreds of local merchants have already partnered with us to launch this project. So keep that in the back of your mind. And here's what we realized. Man, we'll let Best Buy store and warehouse and supply the greatest technologies. We've even partnered with some direct manufacturers, but we'll let them handle all the content merchants because we know as times change, so do products. And here's what I know. I know that most of you, when you see the list of partners already involved, you're like, man, I already shop at those. I already eat at those. I already use those. And so we're going to bring you a program where you just keep doing what you're already doing at the stores. You're already doing that with the products you're already doing. Then you could be a part of this program. Let's go to the second step, the matchmaker, the commerce piece. We have partnered with a company that is bringing a brand new patented app to market. And this app is going to be radical. Guys, so many cool things. I'm going to explain it as we go, but it's a payment app on your smartphone that's digital. You can load your credit cards right into your smartphone, and there it sits in your smartphone, and you have access to your credit cards, access to wallets, access to all stuff. I'll kind of explain it as we go, but it's digital. It's right in your phone. And I tell you what, it's so secure. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, man, I don't know. I don't want my credit card in my phone. I'm like, are you kidding me? How many of you on this call last year heard of a store that got hacked, that people's information got stolen? Right? Go in the chat room. Did anybody throw a name up there of a store that you heard of last year? Because there was a few of them. There was a few big ones that people heard about, and there was massive, millions upon millions of data was stolen. Look, Josh there said Target. Target's one of them. Now think about Target. You go into Target, you swipe or plug in your credit card, you buy your Target stuff, and you walk out. What you don't know just happened, maybe you do know, is your information just got downloaded onto the Target server. And so now some bad guy comes along and hacks Target or hacks Home Depot. Guy Harris said Home Depot got hit too. Man, somebody hacks it. Now they have your information. On this payment app that we're launching, that can't happen. Your card is encrypted when it goes into the app on the payphone. So the only time it knows your number is when you insert it, and then you can't even see your number. Every time you pay for something on this digital app, it produces a new number that the store gets. So now you go into Home Depot and you pay. They don't know your credit card. Nobody has access to your credit. Even if you lose your phone, the person who gets your phone can't see the numbers, and they won't be able to make a purchase because you have to put a passcode in or use your thumbprint. Or how many of you have, anybody out there have the phone where it recognizes your face? That's what mine does. So I'll just look at it and it recognizes my face and it will pay based on that. So it's totally secure. Yeah, somebody else just put in there, man, imagine you handing your card to a waiter or waitress and they take off in the back with your card. It's crazy that we live in this modern age and yet we're still not secure, and millions of credit cards are stolen. This app solves that problem so seamless. Now, instead of carrying around your wallet where you can lose all your credit cards, you already have your phone. Man, nobody leaves their house without their phone. Has anybody out there ever turned around and went back to your house to pick up your phone after you forgot it? Right? It's crazy. So we got this. I'll come back to the currency choices, but the app's going to be digital, mobile, and it's going global. It's going global. This will be a payment system that you can use across currencies all over the world. Why is this happening? Because the life community. Remember I told you about us? For years, we've been teaching people the 3 keys to wealth: literacy, leadership, and leverage. And we have an online university right in your smartphone that when you get enrolled with Life, whether you become a customer or member, you have access to true cutting-edge education. I mean, I was not taught literacy when I went to school. I didn't learn leadership principles. I didn't learn any of that stuff. And we're bringing that all through our community. So watch how these 3 pieces come together, where you and I can leverage all 3 of them in this process. We got all the merchants, over 100,000 merchants already signed on the dotted line. They're ready to launch mid-January with us when we do phase 1. And more to come, more are lining up. We just got 60 national brands just the day before Christmas. They said, we want in, we want to be part of this program. Why do they want to be part of the program? Look at what happens. We have a huge community, like over 100,000 members and customers already associated with our app that are using our education app, which is all going to be on there for you because, man, I tell you what, the more success you have, the more you better understand literacy. The more success you want to have, you got to understand leadership so you can lead and multiply through others. And leverage is, man, what are you doing to leverage your time? So watch how this all fits together. We have this huge community. This company comes to us with this app and says, man, we would love to take this app mainstream, but when we talk to merchants, they ask, how many users of the app do you have? And we say, well, none yet. So they say, well, when you get users, we'll partner with you. Then they go out and try and get users, and the users say, well, how many stores do you have? Well, man, none yet. Well, then when you go get stores, do you see the problem? And so we've solved this problem by saying the Life community is an existing group of people, 100 and some thousand plus members already. And so now we can go back to the stores and say, look, we got an instant 100 some thousand users, and we're growing at a crazy clip. We just broke every record in December. And our members aren't just average shoppers. They're committed, loyal. They're learning the 3 keys to wealth. So let me simplify how this process works. And when we launch the C4 project, early January, we're launching phase 1 of the project. So here's phase 1. Every member and customer in life will have an app, or inside their life app, a payment app will fall inside of there. Starting then, you can immediately go to all of our merchants, any 100,000 of them, and use this app. And here's what happens when you use this app. You instantly get a discount from the stuff you're already buying. So remember I told you most at-home businesses try and convince you to buy something you're not already buying? We're saying, nope, keep buying the stuff you're already buying from the stores you're already shopping at. We'll just give you a discount when you use this payment app because we're bringing it to market. Why would the merchants do that? Why would they want to give us a discount? Think about this. Remember that $1 billion that they spend on Snapchat to try and get customers? What if we went to all these merchants and said, stop wasting your money advertising. We'll go market this app in your name in your stores through this program. After we bring customers to you and they pay and buy something, then you share back a little bit of profits. Do you think the business owners are a little excited to say, that's 100% guaranteed advertising dollars? There is no loss there. The only time we spend a penny is after somebody buys something. This is genius. You know, on Snapchat, they pay a penny when you click. They pay a penny when you visit their site or whatever it is they pay. And so that's why the merchants are so excited to be involved. Oh, yeah. And the other thing we're offering the merchants is we're saying when our community uses this payment app, there are 0 credit card fees when they shop at your store. Man, that's anywhere from 2 to 5% for most merchants. So do you see how they're pretty excited to be a part of this? Then you see as we get bigger that we'll have more leverage and they can pay us more for doing it. We already have contracts signed. The bigger we get, the more they share back. And so all that has taken place, but it doesn't even end there. It doesn't stop there because with this platform taking place, it allows us to do something really cool, which is launch a cryptocurrency. A cryptocurrency that is so unique in the space, man. About 10 years ago, crypto came on the scene because people are looking for a better solution to finances. They're looking for a better solution to how money works. Let me ask you this question again. Chat in the chat room. What's something in your lifetime that you've watched just excessively go up in cost? I'll give you an example, gas. What's the cheapest amount of gas you've seen in your lifetime? My cheapest is 75 cents. Now, gas is a little bit of a bad example because it's only, what, 2 something right now or $2, but still it's doubled. And I thought, man, my pay hasn't doubled in the last 10 years. Or how about the cost of homes or the cost of life insurance? Look, somebody said college on there. The cost of college has gone radically up. A couple people said college, right? That's totally gone up. I got something shocking to tell you. It isn't so much that the costs have gone up, it's that your money is worth less than it used to be. You know, the dollar doesn't buy as much as it used to buy. And that's the problem is our currency, because it's government fiat driven, gets less and less in value. So the original concept of cryptocurrency was, let's take it out of the hands of governments across the world and make a legitimate currency that can't be manipulated, that can't be messed with. And they've been trying to do that for 10 years. Now, the ideal solution has not been found yet. And that's why you see things like Bitcoin online, that it goes up and down and it's worth a bunch and then not worth a bunch. And people are wondering, man, should I sell it? Should I keep it? What do I do with it? And they're back and forth with it. And here's what happened. The idea of crypto and currency is genius. And if you don't know a lot about crypto, get the video that we have, that can hour-and-a-half webinar on cryptocurrency. But the idea is, what if your money actually went up in value over time? What if next year your money bought more than it bought last year? That's what true cryptocurrency can do, done right. So you might ask, well, then why hasn't it taken off in 10 years? I'm glad you asked that. Great question. Here's the answer. There are 6 things keeping cryptocurrency from being mass adopted. And if a company could solve these 6 things, it could truly create a new currency that could revolutionize the financial world, and more importantly, revolutionize your world, where every year your dollar or your money buys more, not less. Here's the 6 things. Price volatility. Could you imagine being a store and you sold something to somebody and they gave you a Bitcoin when it was worth 20,000, and you wake up in the morning and it drops to 8,000? You're like, no, I just sold you a car for 20,000 and now my Bitcoin's only worth 8. And then you're like, but if I hold it, maybe it'll go up. There's too much volatility. That has to be solved. And we have an elegant solution that you're going to learn about in a couple of weeks here, that we can normalize the cryptocurrency through our program. Number 2, slow transaction time. I read the other day it can take anywhere from 7 minutes to 7 days to even 30 days to actually do transactions in cryptocurrency. Could you imagine being in Starbucks trying to buy your coffee and you're like, oh, wait, 7 days, see what happens? You can't have that. We've created a program that the cryptocurrency is seamless. The transaction times are just as fast as using a credit card. Number 3, high transaction fees. To cash out some of these cryptocurrencies, you may pay a $1 fee up to $40, anything in between. Man, we're eliminating all those fees. Even the merchant doesn't have fees to accept this, and neither will you. Number 4, not enough retailers. Because the retailers are afraid to offer it. Guys, I'm telling you, the day we launch our payment app on the 15th or 16th of January, we'll have over 100,000 locations, physical locations, plus online that'll accept our payment app. And when we launch the cryptocurrency shortly after, as we get the whole thing put together, every one of those has already agreed to accept the payment app with the cryptocurrency. So we suddenly will be one of the very first, if not the first, cryptocurrencies that is mass accepted at retailers that you're already shopping at. Give you an example. I read the other day Bitcoin is accepted at, I believe, 14 or 15,000 locations worldwide. And somebody said, yeah, but they have ATMs. Well, that's not convenient. Could you imagine going into the Nike and you want to buy a pair of Nikes and you find the pair you like, and then you got to run outside and track down an ATM, exchange your Bitcoin, pay the exchange fees, do all that stuff just to get your money? Or we accept Nike on our app. They're actually one of our partners. So you can go right on your app, go to the counter, pay for it, boom, you got your Nikes and you can use your cryptocurrency. And number 6, seamless technology. That's the other thing stopping it. It's complicated. We've made it seamless, easy, so anybody, even if you're totally lack technology understanding, you'll be able to utilize this app and shop with it. So let me simplify it now. After I've given you all that stuff and all those pieces, somebody can send you more information on, so you can really grasp what the big picture is here. But let's go back to these 3 C's and show you how it works in practice. Everybody who's a Life member and customer right now, when we launch the payment app, it'll show up right inside your Life app. You'll be able to take this new payment app and go to all of these merchants we're partnered with and utilize it. And some great things happen when you do that. Some great things happen when you're able to use this app. And I want to share this other screen here. Hopefully it'll pop up. Look at what happens here. As you share this app, a couple things happen. Number 1, immediate savings. So you walk into the store and you immediately get a 3 to 10% off on the stuff you're probably already buying. Number 2, it's secure mobile payments. No longer is your credit card sitting on somebody's server or out in space. It's protected by blockchain, and it's protected by, it's not even on there. They don't even have access to it. Number 3, this will be stackable with other coupons. So maybe you already have a mileage card you're using. Fantastic. Put that in the app. You'll get your points and this deal. Maybe the store is having a massive sale. Great. You get the sale and you get this. Maybe you remember to bring a coupon for once in your life, right? And you use a coupon. Fantastic. This is on top of that. Number 4, leverage cryptocurrency. Be able to utilize our cryptocurrency mainstream within seconds of all those 6 things that have held it back. We've solved them all, and you're going to learn about that in January. I'm so fired up to get all that information out. Number 5, earn income every time somebody uses the app that you shared this app with. So let's go back to this and let's start to look at how this functions. So if you're a member or customer, you walk into a store, you get immediate discount. You get, when we launch our cryptocurrency a little shortly after that, you'll get crypto. So let me explain how this works. I just did this the other day. I shared on the app. I was in Home Depot and I'm talking to this guy and he's in line. He's got all this stuff, 2 shopping carts or cart things full of stuff. And I looked at him and I said, hey, do you come here often? And it turned out to sound like a terrible pickup line. It's not what I was trying to do. But and he looked at me and he said, well, yeah, I'm here all the time, multiple times a week. And I said, okay. I said, have you ever heard of the Life app? And he goes, well, no, what's that? I said, man, it's an app that we've just partnered. It's a payment app where you can pay for stuff with an app and you get a discount shopping at Home Depot. He goes, well, I use my pro contractor card, so I already get a discount. I said, you can still use it. You can download that card into the app and still, he's like, really? And I said, yeah, and get a discount. I said, that's not even the best part though. We're about to launch a cryptocurrency as well. And you can also, when you shop, you'll get a discount. And then we'll give you like 10% in free cryptocurrency as a reward for shopping. You guys, the guy literally pulled his carts out of line and said, how do I get that app? And I said, well, it's not out yet. It's coming out in January, but I can get it to you. And I said, that's not even the best part yet. And he goes, it's not. I said, you can take that cryptocurrency, you can buy your Home Depot, get a discount. We deposit cryptocurrency into your account as a reward for shopping with us, because that's how we're bringing this cryptocurrency to market. We're not going to mine it with high-powered computers, none of that. The utility actually brings new coins to life members and customers into the market. I said, then you can take that coin we just gave you and walk across the street to IHOP and buy yourself some pancakes with it instantaneously. You start to realize when you can do that with a currency, it's amazing. The app's going to be able to you'll be able to transfer people money in another state, in another city, in another country. It'll be across the world. And anywhere we have these, you can literally bring this back. I was on a call with a guy the other day. He said, do you realize if you guys actually pull this off, it's going to be the largest transfer of wealth in the history of the world in the right direction for the first time? And I thought, man, that was seeing it way bigger than even I saw. But I'm like, you know what it is? Because we start giving people power to have a currency that's not being able to manipulate it, that they can bring around and they can actually use this process. And so again, I'm getting so fired up. I'm getting a little bit off track. But now watch how easy it is. So if you're a member, you shop, you save money. We give you, when we launch the cryptocurrency piece, we'll give you a reward of cryptocurrency. You can either hold on to it because the value is going to continually go up. The bigger and more it gets used. You can use it to buy stuff. You can exchange it, all those different things as we go, currency gets launched. And so what we're looking for today, the reason you're on this call is because you're looking ambitious, teachable, and honest. That's what we're looking for. And we're putting together a group of people. We're going to get tons of customers when this launches. I mean, I know if you're on this call, you're already thinking about how easy it's going to be. It's going to be so easy to get a customer. Let's go back to that Home Depot analogy. If the app would have been live, if it was 3 weeks from today, I could have said, hey, give me your number quick. I'll shoot you this app. You can set it up right now before you check out and get your discount, get cryptocurrency, and get this. Because I'm a life member, Home Depot then sends me back a little piece of that profit that he used. And I thought, and I told him that, and he's like, so wait a minute. He goes, a bunch of my friends use this. Could I share it with them? Absolutely. If he became a customer, he could go on his phone and share it with his friends. So simple. I was sharing this with a guy the other day. I said, man, when this launches, it's going to be so easy to share. I'm going to take my buddy out for lunch that's not in the business, and I'll say, hey, let me take you out to lunch today. We'll eat some lunch, and when the bills get brought to us, and say, look, you pay for yours, but just wait, I'm going to pay for mine first. And I'll get my app out, and I'll pay for my food. Now, look at this. I just got an immediate discount, 3 to 10% off my meal, just because I use this app. He said, well, that's cool. Oh, it gets even better. They deposited 10% cryptocurrency into my account that I can use either as money or hang on to as crypto. It's totally spendable, just like any other thing. And they gave that to me just because I shopped there, right? And then he said, that's great. That's even, and now I'll like, okay, now you pay for your meal and see what happens, right? And he's gonna be like, well, give me the app, and I'll shoot it over to him in a text message. He can put his name, email in there, boom, set up his app, and he can pay for his lunch. And then you know what I'm gonna tell him? Guess what? We just ate at Buffalo Wild Wings. You got a discount. You got cryptocurrency. And they gave me a little piece of the profit from your meal. Thank you. I appreciate that. Right? And he's like, well, how do I share this with people? Fantastic question. I'm getting a little ahead of myself, guys, but all of this information is going to come out the major. One more big piece I want to share with you guys, because I think it's exciting. Another opportunity, if you're opportunity minded, is we are looking to expand our reach in people that use this, right? We don't want to stop at where we want to reach everybody who accepts a credit card right now. Well, we want to accept this program. We want to be just as common as a Visa card, only way more valuable in people's lives. And you think about, we're even going to monetize. If you're someone that knows a merchant, either a local mom and pop shop, or maybe you know a chain of stores, you can go introduce them to this app. And if you're the one that gets the partnership made where they accept using this app, every time anybody ever uses this app in that location or in that store, maybe it's a chain, maybe it's a single store, you get a piece of that profit every time. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, wait. So we have a great entrepreneurial education system that will teach you everything you need to know and give you all the systems you need to be successful. And any profits made there, we share as a community. We have a patented payment app that we're bringing to market that's going to not only bring a world-class payment app that's going to be revolutionary, but cryptocurrency to market. And you get to share in the profits and get that cryptocurrency in its early stages when its values the least as it increases. So you get paid from the matchmaker, you get paid from the payment app, and then you get a share, you get a discount and a share in the profits of the traffic you drive to stores for things that people are already buying. I saw a thing on Facebook today. The guy said, man, it's pretty cool. Starting in January, I'm going to get paid to eat tacos and have my friends eat tacos. I'm like, that's kind of funny to think about that way. But I thought, man, could you imagine from all sides of the picture, what's so genius about what Orrin Woodward and Chris Brady have done is all three people benefit. It's a win, win, win. And then the reason we call it C4 is because we're going to bring a cryptocurrency to market that for the first time in cryptocurrency's history will be a usable currency. I was talking to a guy the other day, said, you know why they don't call cryptocurrency anymore? They just call it crypto, don't you? And I said, no, I haven't heard that. And he goes, because no one can figure out how to make it actually currency, right? And I said, well, the wait is over. Starting early next year, we will have that. So how do you get involved? What do you get to do? It's so crazy how the process works in this program. So you get the app, you download, you'll set it up. You'll be able to put a credit card in there, a debit card in there, a prepaid credit card in there. Plus, you'll have a crypto card in there as we give you cryptocurrency that adds up in there. And you'll be able to use that payment app digitally anywhere you go. And this is just phase one of it. We got some great plans as this grows to do some fun stuff with the app. I was talking to Orrin about kind of where we could go with it, man. This is just phase one, and it's super exciting. So you load the card in there. You start using it as we give you crypto. It gets put on your crypto card. You can respend that. It all works fantastic. But we're looking to spread this. Right now, we're putting together a team of entrepreneurs. It's going to be easy to get customers. You can just send them a text message. They get the customer. But here's what we're looking for. So here's how you get started in the program. There's really two ways to do it. One, you can become a customer. Guys, I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's going to be a free app. I had a guy tell me the other day, he goes, I don't know, I'm not a very good salesman. I'm like, well, here's what you'll have to sell people on. To shop places they're already shopping, buying stuff they're already buying, but you're going to have to convince them to do it at a discount. And you're going to have to convince them to accept a reward of cryptocurrency that you think about it, even if you don't believe in crypto, just turn around and spend it. Now you're getting a 3 to 20, or actually be a 13 to 20% discount on anything you buy. And we're even going to probably give bigger discounts when you spend your cryptocurrency because we actually want it to start being used as money. Guys, it's revolutionary. So yeah, you can become a customer for free. I can send you the app, boom, you're off and ready to roll. But right now, this call is about the opportunity. It's about the entrepreneurs who say, man, I want to be a member. I want to help get this app on millions of smartphones. I want to create a currency that could possibly change the world. Who knows what could happen if we get the currency piece right. So everybody who becomes a member, everybody enrolls the same way. It's about $180 by the time you get started with the program and get a ticket to the next event, which I highly encourage you to do. And the reason everybody starts that way is as soon as you get started, I encourage you to get the digital green box. You now have a Success University in your phone. So when you start tonight and you enroll, you can start learning right away the principles of entrepreneurship, of success, of finances. And those are all right in your phone. The next step is get to the next local event. I know we're putting one on here in Fort Atkinson. I'm going to be there. I would love to meet you guys in person if you're here local. It's going to be a fantastic night. We're having some of the top performers in Wisconsin speaking that night. We're going to have Orrin and Lori webcasted in, and Lisa and I will be closing out the night at that event right in Fort Atkinson at the high school tomorrow night starting at 6. I encourage you to come out. We're going to share a lot more details on the program and, more importantly, how you can build a community of entrepreneurs that are going to go out and share this message to the world. Could you imagine? You're already thinking, man, I got a whole bunch of people I can get this app on for free. Well, what if you built a team that by the time this launches, you get out there and you have a team of people getting this on everybody's phone? Could you imagine what will happen? There'll become a time when you go to bed at night, and because you started sharing this with people who shared it with people, you'll go to bed and somebody will be waking up over in Europe. I don't know if the time frame's right. Whatever other country is waking up when you're going to bed, and they're buying their morning coffee, and you get a sliver of that profit because you introduced it to them. Somebody goes and wakes up and has coffee at a store that you introduced to it, and you get a sliver of it. Could you imagine the possibilities that could come from this, and so many more great things? So if you're saying, yep, Dan, you got me, I'm an entrepreneur. Well, then I just got 2 questions for you. What are you going to do with this opportunity? You see, we have the standard way where some people get started and they say, I'm going to get in and kind of dip my toe in and see how it works. And we encourage you to get in. You right away, you'll have the green box, start on your education. 30 days later, you'll get access to our financial program. That's an award-winning financial program we've used all over the world. It has things like prepaid legal, identity theft protection, credit monitoring, budgeting. It has all the tools you would need because we're building a community of people that get free financially. So that's the bare minimum. But if you're someone who wants to do something radical, be part of this financial revolution that we're creating in so many ways. 1, through education. 2, through giving people a way to save money and make money. 3, by launching a cryptocurrency that could change everything, well, then you're going to want to pick the fast way. That's someone who says, man, they're both about $180 to get started, less than $200 to get started and get to your first event. That's both ways. And then the standard, the other stuff is just ongoing training and tools that you can use to spread this. But I tell you what, guys, we are so excited. Saturday night, we're going to share a lot more of the details. I don't want to take your whole night up sharing this. We're going to share way more details on Saturday. And if you can get it in your calendar, if there's any way at all, we're putting on international events, 3 of them in mid-January, January 18th, 19th, and 20th, I believe it is. We'll have one over in Utah, one in Battle Creek, Michigan, and one up in Maryland. And that is the place where we're going to officially launch this program, have all the details, have the websites live, have the app live. And if you ever wanted to be on the front of something special, get to that big event. If you want something local, come out Saturday night. We're going to Zoom it out. Or if you're here, come live and see what's going on. But I tell you what, that meeting in January, we are launching the whole piece here, and it's going to be so exciting to see all the pieces get announced and give somebody such an easy way to build an entrepreneurial enterprise and have all the education tools to do it wrapped up in one app, one smartphone app that you can take around the world. So we're excited to see you guys there. I'll let you go on tonight. If you're brand new, make sure you talk to the person. There's a lot of questions that were flying through the chat room. I couldn't get to all of them, but the whole point is, here's an introduction. Now get on the phone, talk to the person invited, have them text you over an application, hold your spot, because we're building this. We had our biggest month ever in December of people joining, and the sooner you join, the bigger the piece of the pie you're going to get as the communities grow. I haven't explained that to you, but the more smartphones you help us get this on, the bigger piece of the pie you share as a community, as we all share in the profits together. So thanks for coming out tonight, guys. Thanks for tying on to the call. We'll see everybody soon. Hopefully we'll see you Saturday night or at the majors in the middle of January. Have a fantastic night, you guys. Take care.